optimize here, so I'll probably just go ahead and swap it now, and y'all will just have to wait until the ads are done to actually start the next one properly. Yeah, that cave is miserable. That cave was literally, I think, the worst thing in the game when I played through it. I had to go back in there a good, like, 6 times, I think it was. Something like that. So understand that that place sucks by design, not because you're inefficient or you're having a problem. That place just sucks. Basically, your best call is to go in, collect items from each of the paths you go down, and then once you've cleaned out everything, go back in fully charged, make a straight run for the end of the area, and be done with it. It's the only thing I can really recommend there. That's because it just is a really long, tedious, and awful dungeon. That's just what it is. And woe betide you if you end up getting paralyzed in there. This is a demo based on the latest build of the final game, which will feature more levels, weapons, and bosses to enjoy. Any feedback is appreciated. Have fun! Yeah, the ads are running, so I'm gonna get up for a moment, and then we will get into RoboGal. Which promises to be interesting. I will grab the store page while the ads are running, because I keep meaning to do that at the beginning of these segments, and then I forget. Yeah, even if you have a dedicated white mage, you're probably going to have spell count problems. There we go. This way there's music. Back in a moment. I suspect, coming back to the idea about Final Fantasy 1, I suspect even if you had a dedicated white mage and a red mage, both with white magic charges for healing, you'd still end up struggling in that cave in terms of spell charges. Just because that cave's just kind of a miserable pain. All about draining all of your resources. Admittedly, by having 2 healers, you'd end up losing out so much on output in other regards, you may not even make headway in there anyway. Alright, welcome back from the ads, everybody. It's time to give RoboGal Gaga Delta Lady a shot. This seemed fun from the little bit I tested of it. Obviously, I would have had to have enjoyed it to put it onto the list, because every demo was tested. outside of like one that's at the bottom of today's lineup as a in case I run out of everything else option. It's even got a wish list button right there. As you can see, there's usual sound settings. We'll do the same thing I did for Draco here. Put it in full screen so it hopefully gets a good aspect ratio. Got a whole set of controls. There's a stumble button. I don't know why that's there or what it does, but we'll find out later. You also have auto charge, always shoot, things like that. 145 there, Nacho. Well done. You've still managed to avoid the streak breaking. Yeah, you've got chill and classic. Chill is recommended for beginners looking for a streamlined experience to enjoy the game, and classic is recommended for experienced players looking for a challenge. We're gonna go with classic because that's what it defaulted to. We'll go ahead and play the tutorial stage because it's been a day or so since I tested this one. So it'll be in our best interest to redo the tutorial. As you can see, this hole good. No death in this hole. That hole bad. Full of spikes. That hole even worse. Full of death pit. Got ladders you can climb. I don't know why they're calling them stairs. That's not to worry about it. What are ladders if not very strange, very vertical stairs anyway? Shoot the target. And then we can open the door. Shoot the array of targets to learn about jumping and shooting. This one's a charge-specific barrier. Up. And now enemies. Oh no. Your lives, your HP. I appreciate that they show you getting shot. Like, hey, get shot and then health go down. Don't let that happen. Exactly. Stairs can be ladders, but ladders are not always stairs. Hee. Who needs to fight fair when I could just shoot through the wall? Extra life. Remember, if you need extra lives, remember to look for and collect your own head repeatedly. We did the thing. Tutorial completed. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being a relatively short demo unless it goes really wrong, because there's only 2 stages. We got Hannah Soul and Shar Wolf. It did default us to Hannah Soul, so I guess we'll go there first. I have a feeling it's going to be the other way around if there's weaknesses involved, though. We can probably just shoot our way to victory. It'll probably be fine. And in a field of flowers. Can't go that way, only can go the other way. Oh, these are bouncers. Neat. We got a free extra life already. Oh, extending platforms. Okay. Hey, I need that. Give me that back. I way underjumped that to not hit the spikes. Oh well. Anything you can do, I can do better. Checkpoint. Wait. Okay, it stopped doing it. It was just repeatedly saying checkpoint while I was standing there, so I was like, is it just gonna keep doing that every time I touch that spot? Let's go. Already through. I assume the challenging part they were talking about probably involves the bosses being rough, if I were to hazard a guess. I'm betting things like the spikes being instant death are also probably gonna be a factor. Oh, look at this guy. Cutman turned botanist. There we go. I really like the way they've set these reflectors up. They're actually very convenient. what those data chips are for. Probably weapon energy, considering. So we still haven't actually picked up either or and had them actually be useful, so we still don't know which one's which, really. One's clearly health and the other would presumably be weapon energy. Okay, yeah, the data chips are weapon energy because the green things are health. Bees! Okay, now we got something mildly tricky here. Gotta stay away from the bees. There we go. Don't drop into the spikes. Be bad. At least this game tells you when you've hit a checkpoint, and it has multiple checkpoints in this stage. Even on this difficulty. Oh, the flowers that this thing drops damage me. Interesting. Oh, I really thought I was getting slapped right into the death pit there. I was gonna be real unhappy. Oh, what a difference good movement controls make, eh? Because this is very old Mega Man-esque level design without the stiffness of old Mega Man. Because that was always my problem with it, is Mega Man always felt very stiff to control. With things like the delay about jumping repeatedly and things like that. So you have to be very precise with your actions, where we got some more leeway in this. Interesting. There's an L up there. I'm assuming the idea is to spell gal, probably. And get a bonus thing. We can't go over there. Because there was a barricade we couldn't get past. That slide takes me a little further than I intended to. This is a little bit on the rougher side. Do not, in fact, need a little off the top there, bud. Goodbye. Boss time? We are nearly dead, by the way, so first go at the boss is not going to go well. But we got 5 lives and we're at a checkpoint with it, so it'll be fine. A long drop into the boss room. Oh, there's actually like a chat with the boss too. Look at that. Kind of rude to be ignoring me. There is someone here. You're literally sleeping right here in front of me. Why? Oh, you think I'm the plant. Okay. Okay, those do maneuver a bit. Whoa! Oh, X, thank you for the raid. What were you up to today? Hopefully all were having a grand time with whatever it was. Hell yeah. I'm assuming and you were doing a collab today then, and you and Faye came together to bring everybody in. We're just playing some RoboGal as part of a batch of demos I'm doing for the next fest currently, but we do have multiple other demos lined up. Ah, okay. I appreciate all of you coming together, or to come on in. And thank you all. Oh wait, you were playing Vintage Story today, right? I remember now. I do remember seeing the post for it. How has that been working out? Because I actually have a server that's going to be coming up for that soon, theoretically, that I was invited to. I'm really hoping to get a chance to actually play that more. But of course, if y'all need to raid and run, please make sure to do so. Taking care of yourself should always be your first priority. But I do want to hear all about it. Do feel free to tell. Well, while I try to deal with this fight that I walked into with no health. Yep, there it is. Still, did more than I expected to, only having like 1 hit of health for that. Now to actually do it properly. Oi. Oh good, I don't have to do the whole dialogue every time. Oh, right, that's where the problem came from. Tunneling plant, okay. I wasn't sure where that flower had popped up from. Okay, this pattern's not too bad. Like, there's just enough... Oh. Wow, that beam lasts a long time. I think we're losing this round because I was not ready for the 3 hits of Murder Beam. I feel like that beam lasts a little too long, but I'm assuming the intent is for you to just get out of where the laser array is aligned. We just had no real way of knowing that the first time with any guarantee. I thought it was gonna be like repeated lasers going across there, not just one sustained murder beam. Still, not too bad a pattern overall. She does have that whip move we have to watch out for that we noticed when we approached that last time. Okay, there's the beam array. There is, like, no room to stand for that pattern. Like, it's that one spot and nowhere else. Gotcha. I really thought we were gonna double KO there when the game took control away and walked me into the spikes. Alright, 1 boss down, 1 to go for the demo. That was a reasonable fight, though. The pattern was not brutal, but if you did get hit, it hit hard. On chill difficulty, I'm betting it probably would do like half damage. Now with Garden Vine, let's go do the other stage. Oh, the question mark's wish list. Okay. Yeah, it looks like in the future this game's gonna have 6 stages on this screen, but I'm betting there's gonna be like a second phase to it, a la the usual Megaman situation, where there's gonna be like a final castle or something as well. And it is nice that this has a save load option too, so you don't need to worry about losing your progress. Charwolf. Yeah. Just looks so happy to be here. Lots of springboard. Fine. Yeah, if you're interested in the game, I will pop the store page up again at the end of the segment, of course. But it should be pretty easy to find as well. Ordinarily, I would have a Next Fest command set up, but I forgot to get everything organized for that this time around. And honestly, it's easy enough for me to just post the store page. So I didn't see too much reason to worry about having a whole command for it. Ah, that's the trick. They weaponize the springs against you, too. Between the springs and these little cars, this feels more like a little playground type area rather than anything else. And with the Lego heads, too. Maybe this is meant to be like some kind of training zone for Charwolf. It ended up becoming more like a playground. There we go. Onward and upward. Checkpoint. Okay, that did not work how I thought that would. I thought I was gonna get a lot more distance on that bounce. Get back here. exactly what I said it is. It's RoboGal. It very clearly is a love letter to Megaman. I wouldn't call it a bootleg, though. That's a little unreasonable. It's one of those things where it's like, bootleg kind of has negative connotations to it, so let's be a little careful on that one. Yeah. Though, like I was saying before, it definitely controls better. I needed to use that ball to bounce up there to get those. They're a little much with these bouncers going into the spikes, though. The hitbox around them seems to be a little funky. And there's a problem with the consistency bouncing off of those to get across this gap, too. Like, that's the one negative I have for this game so far, is that. If you just walk into those, you just die. You have to actually jump onto them, which is a little hard to tell the first time you walk up to it. Oh good, an extra life. I'm definitely gonna need that at the rate I'm going and dying in the spikes. I was half expecting there to be spikes at the bottom. I mean, yeah. That's more what I was expecting, is that they were going to imitate the stiffness more, and I'm happy they didn't. They've mostly managed to hit the precision without the stiffness, and that's a very high mark to hit, honestly. So they're still managing to have a solid amount of the rudeness, too. And, you know, mixed bag whether you're happy about that part. Yeah, of course, you know, they don't have the disadvantage of this being an NES game. What was I supposed to do in that room? Good lord. I mean, they're probably robot cars, to be fair. Considering there's nobody in them and they're just kind of turning around on their own. Yep, gotta do the whole stage again. Kind of figured. I knew one of these stages was going to be an issue. Now, see, it actually works, so it can't possibly be Tesla. I do appreciate the fact that I can use the shield on this one to shoot the other one, though. That's delightful. That's actually a thing you can do in actual Mega Man games, too, but it's rarely ever set up properly for that to happen. Because the level design usually just doesn't allow for it to happen. Okay, I guess you just don't exist when you're off screen. You know what? That's fair. Did I have to kill those? No. Did I do it anyway? Yup. I gotta take my anger out on these things somewhere. I do kind of wish that these had a solid, standable surface on the top of them. But because of the platforming they expect me to do here in a minute, they couldn't have given them a standable surface on the top. Otherwise, this next bit wouldn't function. Not that I would be that upset about that, if I'm honest. I think this is a little bit stupid here, but, you know, it be what it be. The type of design it's aiming to evoke makes sense that you'd have something like that. As much as I would like that health, it's not worth fighting for it. The couple clips I've seen of that look interesting. Though, considering the forever catch-up list I have no idea when I'm ever gonna get to it. Thanks for taking all control of my life away from me, game. I clearly wanted to go sliding away into death there. The game clearly knew better than me. Ah, okay. Yeah, I just have too many to try to catch up on, and I have too much to do to end up having the time to actually do that whole process. Enjoy your anime. Yeah. Okay, I didn't overjump or underjump. Trying to avoid overjumping is why I died the second time. I think we all know the likely situation there would be I jump, make it over just fine, further than I expect to, and go flying into the spikes on the other side instead. Get rid of that before it bounces me to my death. Whee! I do appreciate that those can actually, like, bounce you really high. It's just fun. Like, it's one of those, it's a little chaotic, but it's a fun and silly thing. We do have another case here, though, of I needed the bouncy ball to still be there in order to get up there, I think. Because I don't really want to burn my Garden Vine testing that, because I don't know if Garden Vine is going to be the weakness of what we're fighting here. This is going to be a pain in my ass, though. Because you have to bounce very precisely to not die here. If you hit a spring that's just a little too low, you just lose. I feel like they kind of went a little too in on the spike death. But again, like I was talking about before, that is in keeping with what they're trying to be. So I'm not gonna say boo about it too much, but it definitely will make me question whether I will follow through on this too much. Okay, I can get on there, it just is on the edge of my jump reach. Put an end to that nonsense, shall we? Now, how the hell... Okay, you can reach that, it's just very, very tight. They knew exactly what they did when they did this. They knew exactly what they were doing when they put the bouncy balls landing in there at that exact moment. I feel like this game would be better served if they distributed the middle finger a little bit more between these two stages instead of the entire fuckery all being condensed into this stage. Because this stage is a little rude. The other one was incredibly reasonable. This one's just like, ha ha ha, you died again. Ha 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 ha, fuck you. Ha 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 ha. You're dead again, oh no. Like that's just what I'm hearing constantly when I'm walking through here. There we go. I just had to get it with the right timing. If you try to just rush into there, you just get screwed. Of course, we're going into the boss fight with no lives left, so, guess who's probably gonna have to do this stage again? I'll give you a hint. If this isn't the enemy's weakness, it's gonna be me. Immediate sad face. Okay, so you have a captain. I'm assuming that's all the attacks that they're going to be doing. You are adorable, but you're going to kill me. Yeah, that's what I figured. Your definition of play is going to be dangerous, I suspect. Oh, there's spikes that go all the way around the arena. Okay. I also can't summon more of them until they disappear. So I feel like this weapon might not actually be that good for this fight. And I'ma die now. Like, it does solid damage, and at least it's kind of set and forget, but that's a disadvantage when it takes that long to do the damage. I think I was right the first time when I went the wrong way around, where I should have done this fight first and then done the plant. I'm betting the slashing attack's gonna be very effective against the plant. Whereas once I get back to this boss, I should just go for Buster, I think. Just because of how long it takes for the spikes to come around. That does, however, mean I can use the spikes for the level, which will be very good. Like, level clearing wise, this move seems like it's incredibly good, since it goes around corners and traverses the stage to attack your enemies for you, like this. It's very, very good for that. It's just a very slow attack is the big downside it has for boss fights. So if you're good at dodging, it's very good, probably. But you have to spend the whole time dodging while you've got the two of them active. And as y'all know, that's not really my thing. That's not something I'm good at. I can dodge well, but I need to be able to do something while I'm dodging or my brain starts itching and I do something stupid. On the bright side, now that we're not going to get newbie trapped by the things that are in here, we should get through here with more lives left than we did before. There's even just one life to use for this fight should be enough to do the job. One life to do the fight with full health, that is. Oh, wait, hang on. No, it was solid on the one angle, but it doesn't actually let me, like, platform with it or anything. Because if I could just ride the spikes around, that could actually be, like, a really neat bit of movement tech. It would be a little too easy, though, I suppose. That's the most annoying thing with this, is you can't necessarily just let it happen, because it doesn't always work. But if you touch the controls at all on the time where it is going to work, you just sabotage yourself, and it's super frustrating. But the thing is, I can pretty much guarantee you it's not going to get changed. Because there's going to be too many people that are like, no, it needs to stay for it to be what it's supposed to be. And they're not wrong. And it's gonna boil down to, it's like, well, if you have a problem with that, go play chill mode. And that is the correct answer. Even if it's not a helpful answer, it is still the correct answer. Bouncy balls are so annoying. Because a lot of the time they come in at angles you can't do anything about. Like when I'm on this platform. Okay, game. I have questions. Why did I slide there? I was holding up on the D-pad. I wasn't even touching down. So why did a slide happen? Like, I didn't even need to hold up. Just to be clear, up has no benefit in this situation. That's just a habit of mine to press up when I'm jumping. Because I've convinced myself that it makes me jump higher for some reason. Let's see, you can use the move to take care of the ball problem there. So there's the advantage to coming in here with the plant move, is it makes the level much easier. It just doesn't necessarily benefit you against the boss too much. At least in my opinion. You see, a lot of her moveset is just running back and forth. Oh, got bouncing now. That's hard to avoid. I keep pulling my shots just a hair too early is my other problem, so I'm not getting full charge shot damage. If I had actually gotten all of the proper charge shots, we would have had that fine. But I kept pulling them a frame early. And driving myself up the wall. Now then again, they're still only doing 2. I think I might actually be better off just spam firing then. At least whenever Charwolf's standing still. Eh, maybe not. There are just enough hit frames where there's an argument for either or there. I do think some of these attacks outstay their welcome a little bit. Especially when they can just spam them like this and just keep doing it over and over again. Gotcha. The bouncy ball actually saved me. We would not have won that fight without the bouncy ball bouncing me away from that attack. Woo! 1 HP in a dream. You got Flame Claw. Oh yeah, that's definitely the weakness for the plant fight then. We absolutely should have done that the other way around. But there you go, that is RoboGal. Just slightly over a half hour, so slightly awkward amount of time. But that's a solid game. If you want a very Mega Man experience, this is very good. Personally, I'm usually much more a fan of the X series and the Zero series, so I don't know if it's gonna be super my thing. But it's very good at what it does. Let me go ahead and get y'all the store page for that. If you're so inclined, it's right there. That's specifically for the demo, but you can get to the main game's